Hey yo, what happened? What a go on? Peace, man. How you doing? Man, I was supposed to do this yesterday, but got caught up, didn't have everything organized. Whatever, it's okay. I'm here now, right? We're gonna talk about this dude, Jerral. Yeah, man. Big news happened with this guy. We're gonna get all into it, and I'll give you my take and address everything. Him, NFL, Black folk, FBO. We're gonna touch on a few subjects here, but in the meantime, you know, sit down, relax. If you're driving home, be safe. If you're home already, just relax. Get what do you call it? What do they call that again? Get your what do your vet call them? Your vet call now. I guess your liquor or whatever. I don't have it in my mind right now, but whatever. Let's start the show. Let's go.
Lockdown, marijuana by name, ganja flowing through my vein, going to my brain. It's like this.
When you sleepy, I wonder why. Must be the high grade in your eyes. You look like you're about to fly. Shooting high grade. I don't care what popular say. We're gonna burn it anyway. Black blood alone smoke a whole party. Out this high grade.
So me say ganja me smoke every day. 15, 16 spliff a day. Good purple skunk from me as you say. Move out of my way, me make me weed entry. But I'm weed a bun more than a century. Go and farm a man, just go and farm me. And one ganja man, just go and plant it. Cause every time you do that, you do it for me.
When you look sleepy, I wonder why. Must be the high grade in your eye. When you look like you're about to fly. Shooting
Just got some smoking and and this is what this majesty decline. Take off your wings, youth man, and fly like a bird high in the sky, and let them know that you are conquering lion, coming from the tribe of Judah. Some backbiters don't have no roots and culture. Leave them alone, them a go burn in a fire. Fire. I don't forget my pussy last year. I seen it to die tonight. I don't forget my pussy last year. I seen it to die tonight. If it wasn't for my foolish pride, baby, you'd be right by my side. And still I just can't deny that it should have been, could have been love. Alright, but I never promised you no roses. Valentine's chocolates, and I don't think I'll cozy. Me don't hear about the talks, I have the little things we don't. I know I recognize it. But I never meant to break your heart. Me heart broken at the process. I wish I never was so smart. The time has come to pass. Every moment I remember now I said right. Baby, I've been hurting inside ever since you walked out my life. And still I just can't hide that this should have been love. Alright, if it wasn't for my foolish pride, baby, you'd be right by my side. And still I just can't deny that it should have been, could have been love. Alright, in the car when me drive. I could it have been the purpose in no life. I threw me there, I should have late at night. Makes you feel me, I keep another life. Still should never stay, because I stay with it. I state of emergency, because I stay with it. I stay, my father represent me free. Sirens from the street, shot seas. Police and soldier on the sea, yeah. Sirens from the street, shot seas. Sirens from the street, shot seas. Police and soldier on the sea, sirens from the street, shot seas. Just like mama cooking pot, TNT get hot. Sophisticated weapons get away from them black. Beat them like a shot, giant and lick it back. Trade union workers, government, them attack. That cause a state of emergency. Because a state, because a state of emergency. Because it's taking a state my love in a DMC.
Television and religion are the tools of Babylon implement. Corrupting our children, they are the reason we want Babylon from season to season. Hey, they want to come for them and come make we chant him down. We great power and sound. Our children, they are the reason we want Babylon from season to season. Hey, they want to come for them and come make we chant him down. Great power and sound.
I'm keeping it real. So we are live, we live and let's live. So we are live, I'm keeping it real. So real, yeah. So we are live, we live and it's big. As a man, you must be able to find work and put food on the table. There's no time to sit around to play the fool or be a clown. In the days of player haters, real hustlers and gold diggers, I have no time to watch the face. Them kind of people don't have no place. Keeping it real. So we are live, we live and let's live. I'm keeping it real, so real, yeah. So we're living it big. As we say, life's what you make it. You have a plan, you got to reach it. You work hard, you must get paid to live good for another day. Jesus, no bother with the tension, no bother with the stress. Take it easy, we are dealing with trouble. got flex. I said to ease up, nobody try to pressure me, and that is where I rest. Cause I remember when me had a yammy, me used to run dance club and party. And inside of this club, them put them hostility, them carrying that and we rubber where we play a panel still down. The DJ round the mic and him a keep the place strong. Now bother come here so like you are raging star. You can't bring that and we said to ease up, no bother with the tension. I say no bother with the stress. I said to ease up, we are dealing with progress. I said love and happiness. I said to ease up, we no need no commotion. Cause everything's got flex. I said to ease up, no bother try to question me. That is where I rest. I know the time is getting like balance in the rain. I try to get my children fed, meanwhile my shoes are begging rain. Yes, I know them times are hard.
All right, y'all. Just put some ones up in the building and let me know that you can hear me. All right? And let me just shout out to anyone who's come in, anybody in the clouds. Desmond Rogers, thanks for sticking through. Defrauding, what's up? If you stay ready, what's up? Libations, yes. Listened to her show all that time. I forgot that. I guess I'm still tired from yesterday. But yeah, I saw this. I wanted to speak on it yesterday. I just couldn't get everything organized. I was moving back and forth everywhere. I was actually in Toronto yesterday. And, you know, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Canada on the time we do it. All right. They celebrate Black Friday. So today, just like everywhere, because they kind of followed the lead of America, because obviously, you know, some people are going to be taking their business to America on Black Friday, which obviously hurts Canada's economy. So Canada started to do their own Black Friday, and they started right after Thanksgiving, but they do things different. They do like New Year's. They don't celebrate New Year's like people celebrate down here with the dropping of the ball and all that bullshit. They don't do that up there. I think Christmas, of course, they celebrate just like Americans, but Toronto's a good city, man. It's really Brampton, if you know Canada, that's like the outskirts of Toronto, which, like I said, Toronto is like, it's like New York. It's literally like New York. It's a wonderful city, bro. But yeah, information, man. What's the deal? Dr. Nikki, yeah, we're gonna speak about your boy, you know, Jerral. Jerral, it turned out this dude is you know, his past kind of caught up with him. And I wanted to see if there'd be more news about this, because yesterday, of course, the Cowboys, let me go ahead, because last video, because I'm starting to incorporate music in, my last video, I was preparing to get not struck, but copyright claimed. All right, I knew I'd probably get copyright claimed. And I went to a couple of sites, CNN, I went to, and of course the music, and CNN didn't strike me, which is good, because I'm going to use them again today. All right. But the song, Grand Poobah song, did strike me. So if he struck me, I know I'm going to get struck with this. And this song is apropos for the questions that need to be answered by Jerral. Let me do this different. Let me start this over. Let me know if you can hear me okay. If I'm too loud, okay. Is my voice loud in the music? Is my voice louder than music? Seems like it. Seems like it. Okay. Seems like a little louder. Let's put some ones up and my voice goes over the music. Very good. Yeah. All right. So if Ram Booba trucking, you know that QZ, greedy as that bastard is, you know I'm gonna get, copyrighted right up the wazoo with this dude. Which is cool, as long as he doesn't take the video down. Because this gonna cover everything in a short period of time. I'm trying to keep this within an hour. But let's get it started. And again, you're in the building. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. More than anything, hit that like button. Let's walk in. Hitting the like button. Like knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell. It's not that big a deal. Just let people know that obviously, that I exist. Share it, especially if you are a content creator. Got a community section. Got that 1,000 goal. That means they hit you up in the community section. Just put a link in there. And listen, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. You know what I mean? Because the content's just going to keep coming. So, and I got to get this editing down. But again, I know, like I said, I know I'm going to get copyright stricken. And being I'm going to get copyright stricken, the video's not going to be monetized. So, the Cash App's up there. If you want to hit the Cash App up, that'll be great. But, shout out to Information Man. I saw a little bit of the show on Charleston White. Yeah, I've spoken about that dude. Here's all you need to know about Charleston White. Months ago, Hassan Campbell comes out and says, Charleston White, he's the man for our youth. He saw that he wasn't reaching the youth talking civilized, which I don't believe he ever did. So he started basically acting like a nigga. And that's what brings the youth in. And I'm listening to this bonehead, Hassan Campbell. We all know who he is and what he does himself. Basically, this guy trained Charleston to be a buffoon, not to help the kids. Because what you showed, that piece of footage, I mean, I don't know if you saw the footage of him with the woman in the church, right? Or why this guy would even address T.I.'s son, or what is he doing pulling up on Soulja Boy? Listen, this dude is a buffoon. He's a buffoon. And yes, a number of people who you think are supposed to be fairly intelligent vouch for this dude. But yeah, this is nothing new. But when Hassan Campbell is co-signing you and promoting you, and listen, when that's your sponsor, red flag should just pop out of your head like it's nobody's business. So yeah. What's up, Carrie? But yeah, so like, share, subscribe. Let's go ahead and just get on this story here. Jerry Jones. Unfortunately, I got to show this. And this dude, understand, when you look at him, the yellow teeth, the wrinkles and shit, all right? Understand, as you're looking at this picture, this man had a facelift. You know what I'm saying? He clearly has veneers. Clearly this dude has veneers. But he got a facelift. Think about that. I just want you to think about that as you look at these pictures. But apparently, Jerral, an old photo of Jerral, because he comes from Arkansas. I think he went to school there, played football and everything. An old picture came out. As you know, this was back during Jim Crow, 57, excuse me. And just to give you a short timeline, obviously, the 200 plus years of slavery, really quarter of a century, and you got segregation, 1865, 1964, give or take a couple years, and then of course, free in quotations up till now. All right, this is pretty much over, but you kind of get the idea, right? So this happened, I believe, in 57. And let me first of all, before we even go to CNN, this is a reporter that was covering this back in the day. All right? And her name is Sally Jenkins. And as you look at this picture, all right, it says a resurfaced photograph from 1957. And by the way, let me know how I sound, by the way. Let me know how I sound. I want to make sure there's no static or anything. Just let me know. But all right. So it says a resurfaced photograph from 57 pictures Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones standing with a crowd of white students blocking 6 black students from entering North Little Rock High School in Arkansas. CNN spoke with Washington Post reporter Sally Jenkins, who was part of the team that discovered the photo. Shout out to this woman, because you got to really dig hard, all right, to notice it, because he is in the background. You got people making little excuses and shit. I get it. But, right, you see the hazel eyes, you see the nose structure. Pretty much, not much has changed but age, right? Not much has changed. The eyes, again, dude got a facelift, right? And veneers, but he pretty much looks like the same guy, all right? So, I'm going to read an updated story. This is 57. This is 57. He's 80 years old now. He's 80 years old. So, let me read an updated story, because he did say something. Yeah. I guess this was yesterday. Yesterday, of course, Cowboys played the Giants. Giants are my team. Mostly it was a big game too, and Dallas in the division. I mean, we're in the NFC East. Dallas has the best quarterback in the division, so Dallas has been kind of owning the division for the past, I think, 5-6 years, a couple of years. It's just that they don't do shit in the playoffs. All right, we win like 12, 13 games with Dak Prescott. He's a serviceable quarterback. He just doesn't do shit in the playoffs. So they ended up beating them yesterday, and I didn't watch the whole game. I saw bits and pieces of it, but I'm curious as to if anything came up during the game about this. This is a big story. Jerry, the Dallas Cowboys are one of the teams that always plays on Thanksgiving. And, Jerry, who's Mr. Captain America, and he has country artists come on and everything. And obviously, he thinks this is a big deal. And I'm just wondering if this story was, if this story made its rounds during the broadcast. I'm very curious about that, because this is something they're trying to sweep under the rug. Turn the music down a little bit. Okay. Let me turn it down. Here it is. All right. Turned it down. Okay. And that sounds a little better. I can hear it too. Right here too. Yeah. So yesterday the Cowboys played the Giants. Giants are my team. Cowboys always beat the Giants. They've been owning them for past 10 games or something like that. But yeah, Cowboys have the best quarterback in the division. So, they're just They've pretty much been owning the division for a while. They just don't do shit in the playoffs, which is fine. Whatever. So yesterday they won. I'm just curious as to whether this story made the rounds during the game yesterday. All right. I want to know if this story had made the rounds during the game yesterday. I'm very curious. Yeah. No, of course he didn't. But to be honest with you, it didn't really change. It did not change. It did not change. So, let's read the most recent story about this. This is by Todd Osher on ESPN. Jerry Jones fields questions, okay, about the 1957 photo published in Report. So after the Dallas Cowboys beat the New York Giants on Thanksgiving, owner and general manager, all right, which that title alone lets you know the type of dude he is, answered more questions about a story published by Washington Post than his team improving to 8-3 and looking like a Super Bowl contender. Actually, they don't. You know, they made a lot of mistakes yesterday, which made the game close. So no, they're not. I wouldn't trust them in the playoffs, but let's keep it moving. The Post published a story Wednesday with a photo that showed a 14-year-old. All right, understand, this is a 14-year-old boy. All right, peering over a crowd of white students as 6 black teenagers walked up the steps of North Little Rock High School in Arkansas as the school was integrated in 1957. All right, let's just show that picture again. I'm going to show the whole picture. And look at the faces of the dudes up front. Just look at them. All right? Jerry, I know he said this early on. He said, I didn't know what was going on. Now, folks, Jerry's not all the way in the back. You see this? Look at their faces. This is Jerry, like, he's like in the second row almost. Right? Understand, Jerry was a big dude, too. He's a former athlete. This guy played football. So I'm sure he's a fairly big guy. But look at the people around him. He's saying he didn't know what was going on. Look at their faces. You know the vibe here. Cameras there. How many times have you... Think back when you went to school. All right? When have you been around a crowd and news cameras were around, but he didn't know what was going on? Right? Well, let's continue. Here's what he said. Jones said he was there out of curiosity than animosity. Said, I didn't know at the time the monumental event that was going on. This is what Jerry said. I'm sure glad that we're a long way. Oh, there we go. I'm sure glad that we're a long way from that. I am. That would remind me to just continue to do everything we can not to have those kind of things happen. Yeah. At issue now, however, is the perception Jones has not done enough to further black coaches. The Cowboys are one of the 7 teams not to have had a black head coach and have had 2 black coordinators since Jones has owned the team. Maurice Carthon, Brian Stewart, but their highest football executive, vice president of player personnel, Will McClay, is black. The Cowboys have a black assistant head coach in Rob Davis, and their strength and conditioning staff has 3 black coaches in Harold Nash, Kendall Smith, and Cedric Smith. Now, I just want to stop there. To be fair, they said 1 of 7 teams that have never had a black coach. The Giants are one of those 7 teams. Just to be fair, just to put that out there. They're one of those 7 teams that never had a black coach. They've had a black general manager that won them 2 Super Bowls as of late. They haven't had a black head coach. So let's continue. Jones, and they've never had a black quarterback. Their first black quarterback was Geno Smith, who's kind of beasting out there on the West Coast. And he was just a fill-in. So they've never had a black quarterback. All right? Obviously, Giants have had the arguably the greatest defensive player of all time, and Lawrence Taylor. But they've never had a black coach. Just throwing all that out there. Put it in perspective here. Jones has complied with the Rooney Rule, in which teams have to interview minority candidates. Turn down the music. Okay. Gotta turn it down. All right, then. This is new. I'm gonna incorporate music. Okay. Is this better? Put some ones up if the voice is good for the music in the background. So is the music better now? And my voice a little bit better? Put some ones up if this is the perfect with the music and the voice. This is good? Much better? Good. All right. Okay, so, but the music, by the way, this Jay-Z's guilty, not innocent, because Jerry Jones is on trial here. We're going to put him on trial. And I already have the judgment of what I want to do to him. All right, but let's just continue. Jones has complied with the Rooney Rule, in which teams have to interview minority candidates. Before hiring Mike McCarthy, in 2020, Jones interviewed former Cincinnati Bengals coach Marvin Lewis. In 2003, he interviewed Dennis Green before hiring Bill Parcells. And in 2007, he interviewed Ron Rivera, who's not black. All right. Ron Rivera is not black. That's the problem I have with this Rooney Rule, guys. He's not black. I did a video a long time ago when Robert Saleh of the Jets got hired. All right. These guys they're people of color. They're not black. Salah's an Arab. All right. Ron Rivera, he's Latino. They're not black. But let's continue. Let's see. Jim Caldwell, he's black. Mike Singletary, who's trash. Who's garbage. Todd Bowles ain't that great either. Before hiring Wade Phillips. And again, you want to hire, they should get chances. Like Todd Bowles, I'm glad he's getting a second chance. But if you stink, you stink. But yeah, before hiring Wade Phillips, who isn't that great either. Jones said his decisions are made for business reasons, not race. Particularly saying in part that his relationships with players are as an advisor of using any skill or talent I've got financially. Right? Yeah, and Nova Real, with the coach, you're right, but the Rooney Rule doesn't apply with in-season changes. Jerral continues, I wanted to work for my players. When I consult with them, I'm with them on a business basis. Jones said, where I'm going with this is that I've never thought about some of the issues that you want me to be. Really, Jerry? We're going to get into that. Said, I've never thought about some of the issues that you want me to be, or about what you're asking me to be sensitive. My goal when I get up, he said he doesn't like when you ask him to be sensitive. Here's an example. My goal when I get up in the morning is to make it work. Mind you, he hasn't made it work since the 90s. All right? Damn near 30 years with him in charge, nothing worked. Well, let's continue. I don't care whether it's you or you, hell, I've got to make it work. That's where I go. As far as who makes it work, what they look like, who makes it work, that has no place in my life. No place. It isn't even a thought about who makes it work. Hey, Drama. We're talking about your team here. Yeah, man. We're talking about Jerral. Jerral's on trial right now. Jerral is on trial. So, yeah, this pass came up to catch him. Let's get into, as I saw this, we're going to see the, what is it? An interview. because this story gained a little bit of traction here. Gained a little bit of traction. Hold on a second. And shout out to CNN, who did not copyright strike me. Good for them. All right. So CNN, if you can continue to do this, we'll have a very good relationship here. So what's his name? Shannon Sharp said something? Okay. I gotta see. I mean, Shannon Sharp, I like Shannon Sharp, man. Shannon Sharp is not tone deaf on racial issues. Reason he gets killed is because he got a strong Southern accent and he likes white women. That's why people beat up on him. But he is not tone deaf when it comes to racial issues. Oh wait, hold on. Let me. But shout out to everybody that's coming to the building. West Bank, the Colts, the Rooney Rule doesn't apply to in-game change. And really, the Rooney Rule is a bullshit rule, to be quite honest with you. It's a bullshit rule. They should have it mandatory that blacks should be able to coach. Half the coaches in the league should be black. And really, it's nice to have a black coach, but again, listen to my judgment. Listen to my judgment call on Jerral Jones. The dude's on trial right now. Oh, why we have a short of him actually talking. All right. All right, good. And Chris Broussard and Rob Parker spoke about it as well. Shout out to him. We can't play everything, but let me hear Jerral in this short. All right, how long is this short for? Okay, hold on a second. 1 second. Let me share the screen. All right. Shout out to everybody that's coming to the building. All right, Jerral. Okay, what do you have to say about these photos, homie?
Cowboys owner Jerry Jones and a group of white teenagers blocking black students from entering a school. This took place in 1957 at North Little Rock High in Arkansas as schools were beginning to be desegregated. After the Cowboys beat the Giants, Jerry Jones addressed the photo, saying it was a long time ago, he was a curious kid and didn't really realize what was taking place.
That was 65 years ago, and I had no idea when I walked up there what we were doing. If you want to ask me what I was thinking, okay, I was thinking about I'm going to get in trouble for being up here, and I didn't know what was going on. I was 15 years old. And so having said that, that's all that I can remember. Okay.
A few days ago, a photo went viral of a young...
Actually, Jerral, that was not 15 years that you were. He added on a year, all right? 65 years ago. But he was actually 14. He wasn't 4. And again, I want you to look at the photo, folks. All right? Like, dude is, come on, bro. Our cameras, blacks, dude. There's no doubt these kids are black. They're not light-skinned or admixture. These are full, like, black students. People, they know what's going on. Nappy hair, like the whole nine, full featured with the cameras and everything. And they usually announce that things like this are going to happen before you go to school. They're on the podium like, yeah, the black students are going to be coming through and blah, blah, blah. Come on, Jerry. This is a big, listen, back in the day, right? I remember where I was, what happened, the teacher that came in when the space shuttle crashed. Remember that? When the space shuttle crashed, I remember a student, the teacher, he was the substitute teacher, walked into the room, he just said, yeah, the plane crashed. People were like, what? Oh, snap, what? He said, yeah, the plane crashed. And it just blew up. Big, y'all remember that? Where those astronauts died and it just fizzled it up like, oh, shit. I remember that. Now, I'm not as old as Jerral, but come on, bro. News cameras Dude with a cigarette. These are kids. All right. So what was he gonna do? Poke this. You've seen some of the pictures of people pouring sugar and water on top of black people at these counters and stuff. What could he have done with that cigarette? But Jerral has no idea. It's like, I don't know what's happening. Right. Anyways, let me see here. Okay, that's what I want. I'm looking at some of the pictures. I don't want to see this, but apparently Stephen A. Smith defended. Well, I'm gonna get into that too, because you knew this was gonna happen, but I didn't think Stephen A. was. I don't think Shannon did. I doubt he did. But there was a CNN story though. Let's see. Shit. You know what? Let me do this because I saw a video. Hold on. Of a guy who was actually part of the Little Rock boycott. Give me a sec. Here it is. Member of the Little Rock 9 reacts to Jerral Jones. Ernest Green. All right. This is a member of the Little Rock 9. Let's wait till this stupid commercial leaves. But shout out to everybody. West Bank Diva, Nova Real Show, Tristan. All right. Tristan Thompson. Good win, by the way, Drama. Listen, you can't do that in the playoffs. I'm just letting you know. Do that in the playoffs, you're done. Hold on. Wait, come on. Okay, yeah. All right then. So let me just set up the stage here. All right. This is a member of the Little Rock 9. All right. And Ernest Green, he was part of the Little Rock 9. White students blocking 6 black students from entering North Little Rock High School in Arkansas. And CNN spoke to Ernest Green, a member of 9 African-American students known as Little Rock 9. Let me see if I can get a longer video because this video, this video is kind of short. Hold on, let me see if I can get another video that's a little longer. And understand, I'm not killing Jerral just because I hate the Cowboys. Don't take it personal. All right. If this was Mara of my team, I'd be beating him up too. He's who I feel is one of the most overrated owners in sports, my opinion. But let's go. Wait, come on.
Dallas Cowboys this photo from 1957. In it, of course, the person who is circled there is Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones. He's among a crowd of white students who were confronting black students as they were attempting to enter the North Little Rock High School. Jones was asked about that photo, why he was in it, what it meant. After the Cowboys Thanksgiving game yesterday, this is what he said.
That was, 65 years ago, and a curious kid. I didn't know at the time the monumental event, really, that was going on, and I'm sure glad that we're a long way from that. I am, and we just that would remind me just continue to do everything we can to not have those kinds of things happen.
Jerry, do you understand the perception that people have of you standing there? Because that was not exactly a welcoming committee back then.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I sure do. And I understand that.
That photo was taken just weeks, of course, before the Little Rock Nine integrated a
use.
separate school, Little Rock Central High School. At the time, President Eisenhower had dispatched federal troops to help escort the 9 black students past them entering the school. It became a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement. So joining us now to talk about this is a member of the Little Rock Nine,
Hold on.
Ernest Green.
That kind of stopped a little bit, and there goes Don Lemon's bitch ass. I'm not even gonna get into him. Go look at my last video. You'll see what I feel about that clown. But hold on, this was a little bit choppy. You heard the excuses from Jerral. All right, but let's go.
President Eisenhower had dispatched federal troops to help escort
Actually, let me do this.
the 9
Hold
black
on.
students.
I gotta refresh this, and we gotta wait because this came up a little bit choppy. I apologize, folks. Let's see what's going on in the building here. Yeah, and again, listen. Most of these owners are racist. I'm not sitting down sticking out my chest. I mean, most of these dudes. Listen. You think the end of the he has one of the most profitable owners franchises in sports. He is also the Dallas Cowboys. He's one of the most powerful owners in the league. Him, Kraft, Mara, the Rooneys. All right, he's one of the flagship owners in the league. So will anything happen to him? Probably not. But it doesn't mean I can't dream.
Look who's the boss.
You know what I need to do? Hold on. Little Rock 9. Shit, I hate when CNN does this. All right. Here we go.
Who were confronting black students as they were attempting to enter the North Little Rock High School. Jones was asked about that photo, why he was in it, what at Cowboys Thanksgiving game yesterday. This is what he said.
That was, 65, and a curious kid. I didn't know at the time the monumental, really, that was no. And sure that we're a long way from that. I am, and we just. Well, that would remind me just do everything we can to not have those kinds of things happen.
Right.
Jerry, do you understand the perception that people have of you standing there? Because that was not exactly a welcoming committee back then.
Yeah, I sure do, and I understand that.
That photo was taken just weeks, of course, before the Little Rock Nine integrated a separate school, Little Rock Central High School. At the time, President Eisenhower had dispatched federal troops to help escort the 9 black students. Them in this right. So joining now to talk as a member of the Rock 9 screen, and just good morning and thank you for being with us. And I think first off, we just want to get your reaction to what Jerry Jones said as he's explaining his presence in that photo.
Well, good morning to both of you and to the audience. Well, my view is that Jerry Jones has an opportunity to make that picture have a different ending by pursuing diversity and inclusion and involvement of the African American community, people of color all throughout this country. Dallas Cowboys is an institution that most Americans know something about it. Professional football is an entity that everybody has some interest in, and I think that rather than talk to Jerry about what happened in 1957, let's go forward and see what we can do in this year.
Right. Okay. Let's go further to see what can happen this year. Okay, let me stop this before I get flagged again. Anyway, you already knew, and I'm sure that guy's a major Christian. All right. Diversity and all this other stuff. First of all, here's how Jerry is going to answer you, because a couple of things happened in that interview. First of all, he said that Jerry should push for diversity and helping Black Americans. He'll tell you, all right, that he's helped more black men than most anybody else in the league. And he'll refer back to that 90s dynasty and his players, because his players love him, all right? I can expect if this thing starts to really snowball, which I doubt, but if it starts to snowball, right? Expect Michael Irvin to jump in front of him and take a bullet. Maybe Emmitt Smith, Nate Newton, Larry Allen, Dion may take a couple of hits. All right? They are not going to let this guy crumble. Even guys who ain't do shit for him. Who's the last receiver? Who's your last? There's a couple of Cowboys fans in here. Who's a dude? I forgot his name. He's the guy. I think they asked his mother if she was a hoe. He was your last big receiver. Yes, we'll get on Zeke in a second. God, who was his last? It was a receiver that caught that ball up in Green Bay during the playoffs. I just forgot his name. But his it was basically that when they were interviewing his mother and they asked his mother directly, "Were you a hoe?" I forgot his name. You always got into trouble. Bryant, yes, Dez Bryant, that dude. All right, you know he's gonna go hard for him. He ain't even do shit for the Cowboys. But that's number one. Another thing that came from that short video, besides that Christian dude, I know he's a Christian. He's probably a reverend too. But Jerral said, and he kept stressing, he was a 14-year-old boy. He actually had 15 years old. I was just a 14, 15-year-old boy. I didn't know what was going on. You know what I thought immediately? How old was Tamir Rice? Mike Brown, wasn't he 15? And they saw him as a man? All right, again, think back to your high school days. Think of those big fights that happened in high school. Like, you don't know those, like during high school, people get their little scraps, but then you got those big fights. Like everybody after school is gonna be like everybody from every sector of your high school. You know, white rock and roll kids, the nerds, the hard rocks, teachers are out there watching the shit. Think of those big events that happened in your high school, man. Big events. You remember that. But here, Jerral, with all the cameras, with something that was nationwide news and a historical event, the Little Rock Nine, 14-year-old didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm just a kid back then. Remember that. What's up, Seven? That's Jigga, Kwanzi. Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, I already know I'm going to get copyright struck, but I'm good. And worst comes to worst, I'll just re-upload the video like I did with the Kanye video, which, by the way, Let me just show y'all something real quick. Because I saw this video. Those videos tend to pop up. And this is for all the people who are still rocking with Kanye. And I won't even play. It is not going to be any sound of this. But all the people still rocking with Kanye. All right. And word is, I just heard that maybe he may be in some Me Too shit. This is your boy right here. All right. This is Kanye with the American shirt and everything. And listen, and for some reason, I'm supposed to get behind this dude. I told you this dude was a manipulator. Told you he was a manipulator. Him going after the Jewish community, all right? This doesn't mean anything. It's just Jewish community, and they fight other whites. This is like white on white battle. He just shows a side. That's all it was. And look at that. Those Balenciaga boots. Balenciaga, who just put out those pictures of those children in those inappropriate poses, and he's still rocking with them. Come on, guys. I just happened to see this, and you know, Kanye's a clown, so let's stop already. But Jerral, what's up, Keeper? How you doing? Yeah. Oh, listen. Of course, it's your boy Jerry Jones. That's your boy Jerry Jones. Yeah. Thanks. You know, I'm gonna. You know what? I won't have to do that. I'm still getting all that together. Like I said, I'm gonna get struck with the music. I'm good. That's not gonna help with the music, but I'm actually gonna buy or get my own beats. All right, I'm gonna get my own beats. But yeah, so Jerry, go back here. So yeah, according to him, he's a snot-nosed kid. He doesn't know what's going on. Blah blah blah. Let's see what Shannon Sharp said about this. I really want to see what he had to say about this. And then we'll move on. Hey, I don't want to hear Stephen Smith. Cowboys with. Okay. All right, so then obviously he didn't say anything. Talking about Beckham, he didn't say anything about it. But Stephen A. Smith actually said something. Let's see what Stephen A. Smith said. Let's do that. Let me see what Stephen A. Smith said. Because apparently he had a take on this. Hold on.
Yesterday, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones answered more questions about a story published. His decisions are made for business reasons, not race.
All right.
Your reaction to all of this?
Steve, hold on. Stephen A. Smith, make it good. All right, I stuck up for you a little bit regarding this Kyrie shit and on other occasions. Make this good. Don't go the coon buffoon right like you did with John Gruden. Let's see what you got to say.
Pissed off. And let me say this. I'm pretty pissed off. And let me say this. I'm pissed off, but not for reasons that people would think.
Oh, brother. Oh, boy.
I'm very, very fond of Jerry Jones. And I'm not hiding that from anybody. Is his record perfect? No. But I'm pissed off because he doesn't deserve what just happened.
What?
He doesn't deserve it. Our report said he was 14 years old. Another report said he was 15 years old. At minimum, that's 65 years ago.
All right.
You're going to bring up a picture of Jerry Jones standing.
All right, here comes the bullshit. Guys, we're going to put all of this into perspective. As I said, 14 years old, you know what's going on. All right? Now, has he changed over the years? Yeah, I guess, you know, he's gotten older, but his mindset isn't really that different as far as his racial politics are concerned, right? As he said, as the report said in CNN, he's one of the 7 teams that has never hired a black coach. The team, and I've made this point over and over and over with these owners of these professional teams. I talked to you about Donald Sterling, talked to you about the Wilpons, who were the owner of the Mets, another one of my teams. Hell, the Maras, right? The Steinbrenners. This guy, Robert Sarver, who I spoke about, who just got fired. Mark Cuban. Listen, and this for all the NFLers. The Colts owner, Jim Irsay. His father was the owner of the Baltimore Colts. He handed the team down to Jim Irsay, who's handing the team down to his daughters, who are going to run the team when he's gone. The Cincinnati Bengals, who are just in the Super Bowl. Mike Brown, the owner, his kids and his in-laws, they're running shit. So when you get these teams, these guys will remain in power. You're not just going to give it off to a bunch of black folk. But Stephen A. Smith, of course, came with the bullshit. Now, understand something with Jerry Jones, right? Now, we know about this. We know that you say Jerry has changed over the years. It was 65 years ago. I want to give this man the benefit of the doubt, all right? Because obviously you can't be racist or have racial undertones all of your life, all 80 years, but then if it benefits you, right, you're not going to give all of that away. And when major racial issues come up, you have to watch to see just how giving these guys are. So Kaepernick happens. What's up, Dr. J. Kelly? And Transcript, what's going on? John Wright, what's going on? Oh, that's right. He did say he was going to expose people. Look, I can believe that. But guess what, though? Check it out. Here's the irony of that, though. Dan Snyder came into this thing clout chasing the hell out of Jerry Jones. That's the irony, if that happened. He came into the league clout chasing the hell out of Jerry Jones. He wanted to be the next Jerry Jones. That's what's so funny about this. So I can understand he's going to go scorched earth, and he has another franchise. He's probably going to sell this for about $5-6 billion, because obviously Bezos is looking to buy it. He has more money than God. But I can believe that. That I can believe. I can believe that, definitely. Because it is hard to dig up that. But anyway, let's get back to Jerral, all right? So you do change over the years. Things, you're not as hardened as you are as a 14-year-old boy. Your racial juice is still going. You want to lynch a nigga, but you can't do it out in public. And now that they're integrating, it's not that easy. You can't do them, violate them like you want to. So as a young man, you sit down and he, by the way, his father was a business owner. All right. It's not like he was a worker. He was a business owner. And he went from that business to eventually get into the oil business and then own the Cowboys, which is an interesting climb. But so he's changed. Oops. Oops. What were you saying, Stephen A? Let's listen again.
This protest, no question, what's happening is not something that anybody as a black person should be appreciative about. We had 6 students at that particular North Little Rock High School that was trying to desegregate the school.
No one should be okay with it.
Nobody should be okay with that.
Regardless of
we understand that. We get all of that. We also understand what we as black people and as black folks, black men have to deal with. And by the way, to some degree, we still deal with a lot of things, and we all know it. Racism is alive and well. Bigotry and prejudice is alive and well. We get all of that. Jones and his track record, fine. In 2003 or so, you know what? You should have hired. Dennis Green shouldn't have got an interview with him. It should have been an in-person interview. Right. You should have followed the letter of the rule of the law as it pertains to the Rudy Rule. He wanted Bill Parcells, universally recognized one of the greatest football coaches we've ever seen. It was clear he wanted Bill Parcells. Nobody else was going to have a chance of getting the job. That's what he wants to do.
Which, by the way, Cowboy fans, he ain't do shit for you either. He hasn't even. Bill Parcells never even got past the first round. All right, just throw that in there. All right, he won the Giants 2 Super Bowls. He didn't get y'all past the first fucking round. With the times he got to the playoffs, 2 ugly losses. He's been there 4 years, 2 6-10 seasons, and 2 times in the playoffs. One he got blown out. The other with the Tony Romo fumble, he got embarrassed. He didn't do shit either. So Dennis Green, who was a good coach. All right, offensive minded genius, that man. So it really wouldn't have made a difference. Should have just hired Dennis Green. And I didn't know that he interviewed him over the phone, which is janky as fuck. He might as well like sent him some message by pigeon. Like, yeah, Dennis, you know, we really are thinking about you being on the team. You know, send this message back on the back of the pigeon, and listen, let me know what you think. You know, and let's communicate that way. You know, he rolled out the red carpet for Parcells. But yeah, here it is, Jerry Jones. Now, we all know that the Anthem shit was bullshit, in that only reason that they wanted to recognize the Anthem is because they were making money off of it. There's nothing patriotic about this shit at all. You can question Kaepernick's motivations, you can do that, but with that Anthem shit is bullshit. This country doesn't give a fuck about the military. Let's just get that out there, right? No military person, I don't care how schizophrenic or how crazy, not one of them should be homeless. You're in the middle. Listen, when I went to Toronto, just look across the world. There's so much land. No military person should be homeless. And there's straight laid out in the street. The government doesn't give a fuck about it. These people, they don't give a fuck about the military. That's bullshit. So this was all Jerry just told you. He's about the money. The military, there's a business deal. They're making money off the military. This has no patriotism bullshit. But Jerry, it wasn't enough for him to say, you know, the players can have one point of view, I have another. He pulled out the whip. And he's like, listen, any of my niggas disrespect the flag, they ain't playing. And I won't even pay you. I might not even pay your asses either. And as we know, anyone who knows football, the NFL has the weakest union in the. It's incredible. These guys have the weakest union in sports. Strongest union. You got any kids? Push them towards baseball, like guaranteed contracts. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the injury is taken down a couple notches. Push them to baseball and maybe basketball. The NFL has the weakest union in all pro sports, which is incredible. But yeah, Jerral said, listen, if these niggas even think about kneeling, all right? You even think about it. You even think about it, and you ain't playing. Let me see if I get the whole article here. So yeah, and of course, when he said this, your boy, the orange one, a big salute to Jerry Jones, owner of the Cowboys, who will bench players who disrespect the flag. Again, and can y'all hear me okay? All right. Again, folks, that flag shit was bullshit. They're making money with the military. If there was no money involved, they would not give a shit. America doesn't give a fuck about the military. Always remember that. Always. Let's see. Makes me wonder about the people in the pick of Ruby Ridges. You know what? Let me say this. With the technology we have now, people should really start doing some sort of biometrics or get some sort of biometric software to find out who some of these young people were. Really. Seriously. Find out who some of these people were at these spaces. You think of some of the iconic pictures, and I wasn't able to get some of those pictures. Some of the iconic pictures of white people disrespecting blacks back then. A lot of these white women, all right, who we worship, how many of them were in those pictures? But yeah. Interesting. Not sure what you stand with what. Bobby Knight, yeah. What don't you stand with? Yeah. 14 years old, you know right from right. He wasn't 4. He wasn't a 4-year-old. Understand that. He was 14. You understand? But yeah, so Pumpkinhead, like, yeah, listen. Just make sure you keep them niggas in line. All right? They stand for the anthem or they sit for the game. So, obviously, you know who this guy voted for. But again, it's okay, because I know that y'all probably thinking it's fucked up. You know, Jerry was so open about it. Jerry, again, the flagship owner, but the team ain't done shit for years. So it's not like the players couldn't say, listen, people out there, they are getting killed. They look like me. Black people run the league. All right? We make the league. We leave the plantation. You don't have a league. All right? Doesn't matter how many McCaffreys, how many J.J. Watts, how many Tom Brady's. All right? We leave the league. Your league is finished. So you better do what we say. But Jerry, I don't think he's really afraid or has any concerns about what the players say, because why should he be concerned when his own flagship players are co-signing the shit? Here's your boy Dak Prescott. He's not at all tempted to protest during national anthem. Can't take freedom for granted. Dak, who, if I have the story right, father wasn't around. He has a white mother. That's the true story. So who knows what his mindset really think? I don't know who he dates. I don't care, but yeah. I'm like, why should Jerry Jones worry about that when his players, but not just that. There you go. Your boy Zeke. Ezekiel joins Dak Prescott supporting Jerry Jones' anthem for the Cowboys. That's what I'm saying. Even with this picture, his players are going to get behind him. Here's more. It says, Ezekiel Elephant, we're the Dallas Football Cowboys. We stand for the anthem. Being Dallas Cowboys has nothing to do with why people were kneeling. But Zeke, who, if you remember him on draft day, wore that weird-ass outfit, but he said the Cowboys have 90 players on their roster. You could interview all 90, and none of them would have anything negative to say about owner Jerry Jones' national anthem policy. Now, mind you, again, Jerry Jones can disagree with the anthem, but you're talking about benching. You're out there literally risking life and limb. You're like, football, unlike any other sport, you're taking like 5-10 years off your life. You don't have guaranteed contracts. literally have chips of your bone breaking off every time they get hit. It's like a refrigerator coming at you, at 4.6. So these linemen run fast. Understand that. So with all the risk that you have, you think Jerry would say, listen, like the owner of the Jaguars, he was cool about it. He tried to work with the players. Jerry's like, nah, this is a hard line shit. This isn't a democracy. This is a straight authoritarian rule. What the fuck are you doing? And here you have these guys like, listen, most are either looking to make the roster or seeking. Look at this. They aren't even guaranteed. And Dak didn't even get his big contract yet. Understand, Dak didn't even get the 35, 40 million yet. And he was a hot commodity. Because Dak, again, he's a serviceable quarterback. He could have went anywhere. So it said, realistically, only two Cowboys' opinion matters. These were the two stars, Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott. Both support Jones' edict that the Cowboys stand on the anthem, toes on the line. He said, us as a team, we choose to stand together for the national anthem, Elliott said. It's our decision. I think it just shows our culture. It shows that we have unity. We're going to stand as one. We're not knocking anyone else who may choose to kneel during the national anthem, but we're the Dallas Football Cowboys, America's team. We stand for the national anthem, and there you go. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Yeah. If you're no homeless people, no military people. I'm not in the military. No one who is in the military should be homeless. So it says, they do a lot to help out as many programs outreach from the military. The issue is education and how the user service is not the same. And I heard the hospitals are horrible too. Yeah. Like the homeless, understand the homeless situation, right? Listen, it's not just about getting people homes. Because I'm in New York, you can give, there's a lot of mental issues going on. A lot of schizophrenia. Like if you see them on the street, you can buy them food. I've seen this, like a homeless guy. He said he has a piece of pizza. This was during the summer. Piece of pizza sitting next to him. Ants walking all over the pizza. He's sitting down and he's just staring into space. There's a lot of mental issues going on. And when you think about war and the shit that you see during war and then get left out in the street, which your boy Giuliani pushed a lot of these people in the street. So don't give me that shit about, oh, well, we care about the Americans in the military and all that bullshit. Now, across all branches, been to many pro sports events, the folks get big mad when you don't stand, remove cap. Oh, yeah. Like people, strangers you don't even know, like, they take off your, I'm like, get the fuck out of here with this. Like, they talk about these other countries and being about them being communists and fascists. Nobody's more fascist here. If you don't want to stand for the flag, you don't stand for the flag. Incredible over here. Said, when you get mad, unlike my man, I was born out of country. Why assume I owe your land? And yes. Getting married. Jennifer, congratulations on the wedding. Now you know. Oh shit, he said the shit. And not just that, around the time when Jerry was talking about the national anthem and kneeling, this dude is out, the married grandfather hanging out with strippers and shit. Obviously, he's bent a few of those strippers over. It's not like his wife's gonna leave him, but come on, bro. These guys are funny style, all of them. Issues more complex. Let's see, yeah, since culture plays a big part in making this kind of, like your average airman on top of benefits. Yep. Yeah. But again, this dude, what's up, Identity Without? This dude's talking about our patriotism. Meanwhile, he's back there, part of this. All right? Comes up a 14-year-old kid, and I didn't know and what was going on. All these cameras around and shit. Two black boys. It's like two brothers. Look at all these white people around him. You got two black people. He has no idea what's going on. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. So, basically, again, Pumpkinhead is watching them. Now, let me say this. Because I was in Instagram. And, of course, a lot of people have a view on this. People putting out posts and stuff. What should happen to Jerry? Should Jerry pay for this? Blah, blah, blah. Well, your boy had an opinion on this as well. Papa decided to, put his 2 cents in. Now, he's basically saying, as a punishment for having been found a participant in anti-segregation activities at Little Rock High School in 1957, before he can regain ownership of an NFL team, Neanderthal Jerry Jones must A, donate $100 million. I thought he was going to say donate to FBFG, but whatever. Donate $100 million towards the creation of a Black Wall Street community in the poorest ward in Dallas. Anyone approve of that? By the way, in the comment section, if you got any comments in the video when the video is done, let me hear your comments. Let me hear your view on this. Again, for the new people who come in, we're just dissecting Jerral and the idea that he was just an innocent 14-year-old boy at one of the biggest events in Black history in this country taking place in Little Rock. But he was just a 14-year-old boy that didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm sure his parents were telling him about it. His father was a business owner. He definitely told his son about this shit. So he wasn't a 14-year-old boy that just went outside like, oh shit, what's going on out here? He knew. But what do y'all think about Papa's where he says, oh, I got a couple of yeah, well, okay, wait a minute. No, I didn't mean to do that. What I want to do is hold on, I just gotta block it out. Yeah. Okay, let me get this guy out of there. All right. Oh, error occurred. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Don't you hate that? But then again, hey, this means that the video's popping. Hold on. Don't you hate that? Yeah, thanks, transcript. Listen, that's cool. That just means that the video's doing well. But yeah, identity always has stuff. Yeah, Stephen H. Price, cancel culture with viral Jerry Jones. Yeah, I just played his audio. Yeah, why does it have to be the poorest sport in Dallas? Quite possible. A lot of white people. Yeah. What? That's what I'm saying. Umar's so full of shit. But what else did he say? He said, and Black Wall Street, I'm starting to look at that. Someone actually said something that they could have. Well, I'm going to read more on Black Wall Street. I think that there's been a bunch of other bombings of Black communities besides Black Wall Street. But B, experienced a 3-month Middle Passage voyage via reconstructed slave ship from Dallas to Goree Island. Umar got them dates. Senegal, butt-ass naked. Yo, he said experienced a 3-month Middle Passage voyage via reconstructed slave ship from Dallas to Goree Island, Senegal, butt-ass naked, lying down in his own feces, as our ancestors did. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. See, what they're doing, they're trying to, mimic what the Jewish people are doing. I get it. Fucking Umar, man. This is a funny ass. Well, what's he saying here? Oh, shit. He says, C, undergo Dr. Umar's white supremacy awareness training and pass the comprehensive examination. Oh, shit. But yeah, you know he'd say something about it. But listen, I don't think that, I don't think those are good. I don't think that's good enough. It sounds nice. It sounds funny. Dan Snyder, he's the owner of the Washington Commanders now. He's the owner of the Washington Commanders. So hit the like button, hit the share, hit subscribe. We're just talking about Jerral Jones. Fucking Jerry Jones, man. I mean, again, he's just one guy growing up around that time. Obviously, his father, his parents taught him all of these things, right? His parents taught him all this shit, to which he taught his children, who, when he leaves, his son is running the Cowboys under him, and his grandkids. So this is an issue. This is a problem, y'all. So what do I think should happen? Lions Den, what's going on? Lions Den, aka Trey X. Here's what should happen. And just put ones up if you can hear me, okay? I just want to make sure that I'm not fading out or anything like that. Now, Jerry is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. He was obviously shaped by his surroundings when he was coming up. If Jerry or his general manager or whoever asks Des Bryant and his mother, were you a hoe? Were you a prostitute coming up? Why would they ask Des Bryant's mother, were you a hoe? Before considering putting him on the team? What does his mother being a hoe or a crackhead or something to that effect, what does that have to do with him catching touchdowns? The reason they're asking them that questions is because, obviously they know that a person's upbringing, their upbringing, where they came from, could determine the type of person they are, their actions, who they'll be. And understand, Des Bryant did a lot of goofball shit while he was with the Cowboys. Understand that. But they knew that Des Bryant's past, how he came up, that might affect who he was as a player in the locker room. I don't think they gave a fuck about him as a person or his personal life, but they knew that that would have an effect on his decisions that he makes. So Jerry, who came up under this, right? In this environment, with these whites, again, he didn't walk up and confront these guys. Look at them. These are menacing faces here. Look at this. Look at this guy right here. The guy with the squinted face. The guy with the cigarette, probably blowing smoke in this boy's face. This guy laughing behind him. You know they were loud. It's not like, you understand? You know what? I don't want to hear this bullshit. You know they were loud and they were saying shit. And Jerry is like one row behind him. He knew. You knew. So what should happen to Jerry? Here's what I would do. Jerry Jones needs to be relieved of the Cowboys. Not just relieved of the Cowboys, but his family should be relieved of the Cowboys. Understand, this is just one entity that Jerry Jones has. He owns oil. He owns other businesses. He should be relieved of the Cowboys. And what the NFL can do right now is once they relieve him of the Cowboys, give prime ownership to people who look like these two boys right here. Not people who look like Ron Rivera or Robert Saleh. No offense to them. Or the Miami Dolphins coach who's supposedly black. I don't know what he is, but he's not white, but whatever. You look at him, you don't know. But people who look like these guys right here, that's what they should do. Then, after relieving him, send him to Umar. Nah. But if Kyrie's going to go through sensitivity training and all this other bullshit and give money, he needs to give, if he's not forced to do this, they're going to say, okay, liquidate the team. Which, if he liquidates it and he and his family, they're going to get maybe $6-7 billion at least. When you talk about Jerry World and everything else, the family's going to be worth about $10 billion when it's all over. Use half of that money, be forced to give half of that money to the poor areas in Arkansas. Like, hook up with Corey Slater. Hook up with Corey Slater in Arkansas, and tell him, Corey, I'm gonna give you a barbershop chain. I'm gonna give you a barbershop chain in Little Rock. In the poorest areas, that's what he should do. I don't know. What's up, Christian Townsend? That is what should happen. Because guess what? If this were Nazi, if this was him, and these were Nazis, and these two were Jews, right? Losing the team, losing his assets, that would be the least of his worries. This is what Jewish people are doing. This article was from this year, June 28, 22. It says a German court sentences a 101-year-old to 5 years as a role as a Nazi guard. Now, understand something, folks, because again, listen, like I'm not into getting thrown in ovens, right? Like somebody tries to, what's up, Willie Miner? Listen, somebody tries to throw me, what's up, Quandon 7? Long time. 7 p.m. Listen, somebody tries to throw me in an oven. I don't know if y'all ever watched The Goodfellas. And it was the beginning of The Goodfellas, just before Henry Hill came of age. And Henry Hill used to go to school, run errands for the mob, and the mailman who used to deliver letters to his house, they would deliver all the letters from the school saying that Henry Hill never went to school. So Henry Hill came home one day, and his father figured out that he was working for the mob and he wasn't going to school, and his father beat the shit out of him. And so Henry went to the mob and said, listen, I can't do it anymore. My father's busting my ass for missing school. So they, again, got to see the movie. It's on YouTube somewhere, that scene. Basically, they sat down, waited for the mailman to come. They pointed him out, pulled the mailman into the car, took the mailman, dragged him into the restaurant they owned, and said, listen, any letters that come from that school, you bring them here, all right? And if you don't bring them here, into the oven you go. And they shoved his head into the hot oven. So I can imagine being in an oven is not a pleasant experience. All right, I'd be pretty pissed off myself. But this dude that they're sending to court, I mean, again, I don't have any sympathy for him, but bro, I mean, listen, dude is 101 years old. All right, probably doesn't even know where he's at right now. He was a security guard at the Nazi camps. what I find interesting is that you'll throw him in jail. How about the cops that were just doing their job back in the 60s? Beating us with clubs, spraying us with hoses, right? Cracking skulls. And they go home every night to their house in the suburbs, still collecting their pension at the end of the day. And nobody's dragged them saying that, listen, they were just doing their job. Thank you, Keeper, for the $5 super chat. It's always appreciated. But no policeman who was hitting you with hoses. We're talking about high pressure water hoses. That shit hits you, you break your leg. That shit hits you in the head. You catch a freaking, you may catch a concussion or something. But those cops get to go home. You're sitting here looking for security guards who, at the end of the day, might have just been working a job. They weren't up there in the meeting with Hitler or the high-level Nazis. They were security guards. And again, I don't feel sorry for this guy. I don't give a fuck what you do to him. But you're doing this on top of, and this is not, there are numerous stories, like I'm just bringing up one. There's a bunch of stories. They're chasing down security guards. People are changing their names. Like families who just happen to be born by these people. You ostracize these people. But somehow, Jerry Jones, if this was at a Nazi camp, folks, right? Jerry would lose more than just his assets. So when I hear Stephen A. Smith with the take that he has on this, saying this was old a long time ago, and you got other groups doing this, you're saying that, Jerry was only 14, 15 years old. But Mike Brown gets killed. Tamir Rice gets killed. Stinny he gets life imprisonment. No, he gets executed. But Jerry's just a 14-year-old kid who, again, I gotta stress this, wasn't in the working class. His father was a business owner. Matter of fact, let me get the wiki information on his pops. So yeah, Jerry should be forced. He should be forced to give up the team and give it to black people. Now, obviously, that's a pipe dream. It's one of the richest men in America. They're not going to force him out without a fight. All right. And he's one of the most powerful owners in the league. His early life. He was born in Los Angeles, California. He was a graduate. His parents, here it goes, folks. His parents owned 2 branches of Pat's Supermarket in Rose City neighborhood of North Little Rock. So his parents were business owners. Don't tell me that the parents didn't know what was going on and didn't school Jerry like, look, keep away from the niggas. Jones was a running back at North Carolina Little Rock High School, graduating in 1960. During his high school, they're showing this now. They're talking about this. During his time in high school, a 15-year-old Jones in 1957 witnessed a rally. This was a rally, folks. Come on, when he says, I'm just looking out of curiosity. All right, he knew what was going on. Said a rally where white students attempted to prevent 6 black students from entering the school. Jones said that his presence at the rally was merely to watch out of curiosity. So what if What if nobody's around? They decide to lynch him. Would Jerry have stopped him? Man, enough of this bullshit. But yeah, man. Let's go to the comments section. Yeah, the broken black men with moms and low self-esteem, they can control. Yeah, man. Let me see if I find what Shannon Sharp said about this. Because again, I'd be really disappointed if Shannon said the wrong thing about this. Because he's really on point. Let's see. Yeah, Stephen A. Smith. He's a goofball. Oh wait. Let's see what. Hold on for a second. Let me see what Fatlock. And I'm not gonna play his video because I can't stand this dude. Look at the shit that Jason Whitlock, like, he's now getting into this conspiracy shit. And some of y'all are falling for this. Seeing black people like, oh, Jason Whitlock is right. Man, fuck that dude. Really. But yeah. Of course they were his buddies. He's 14. This guy's 14. And again, he's a big 14-year-old. He knows these dudes. The fuck out of here with this. No, but you can get a bunch of black folk together. Again, the Cowboys, what Jerry owns right now is probably all together, we're looking at over 10 billion. With Jerry's World, which is a successful venue, the Cowboys, which are one of the biggest brands in sports, despite their futility over the past like 3 decades. And yeah, they're like, we're talking like 15, like 10 billion at least, bro. But again, that would be what I would do. I would look into this. I would dissect this man's life, all right, to find out what other shit that he did. If you think that didn't shape who he was and his racial identity over the, I don't know what else to tell you, bro. But yeah, man, let's go through this, and yeah, I think we're pretty good on this. Black Anonymous, what's going on, man? What's up? Hey, if you get a chance, the kid who shot up that gay club in Colorado, and they interviewed the kid's father. I mean, that shit right there is a mess. Listen, Charles Barkley, he can go fuck himself, for real. That dude, for him to say what he said, all right? This clown, but they got a video of this dude's father. In fact, let me just go through this, then I'm gonna leave. But people, stop trying to make black people like they're the worst of the worst. When you see this guy's father, this dude, I've never say that, oh, this white kid didn't have a chance. This white guy who shot up that club, yeah, he was basically done. Like he didn't have a shot. This is his father right here. If you didn't see it, so the kid, and he saw him in court too. That guy got bludgeoned. All right, I guess they ran up on him and they tackled him. And they beat the shit out of that dude. But yeah, let's listen to his father. His mother ain't shit. Like, he tried to kill his mother. All we know about his MAGA grandfather. But listen to this shit. Like, this shit right here is just some wild shit. This is his father. It's fair use, by the way.
Was alive, but he barely knew his son was alive, and now he's upset to think his son could be responsible for this horrific tragedy.
Words can't describe, you know.
Aaron Brink says he's the suspected Colorado Springs shooter's father. The former porn star and current MMA trainer says he didn't raise his child.
They said what? He's a former porn star. Holy shit. Oh my God. Listen, guys, I've said I was in the process of chopping up my videos. I said this about Jay Morrison. You know, porn, it's not for the men. It is not as glamorous as you think it is. And most of these guys go in, unless you bring your own women, there's a good chance you got to do a lot of gay shit. This is what I'm saying. A lot of shit's going to come out. Plus, the son, the shooter, refers to himself with pronouns. Holy shit. Let's listen. I didn't even know this.
He didn't raise his child.
As a child, he took away.
Father, former porn star and current MMA trainer, says he didn't raise his child.
As a child, he taken away, not by me, but like doing it on my own. My profession and my ex-wife didn't want my son around me. I was an adult film star.
But now he wishes he did after seeing the violence his child, Anderson Aldrich, allegedly unleashed inside Q nightclub Sunday.
I failed him. I'm sorry, Nicholas.
You think?
Anderson. I wish that he would, if I gotta go fight somebody, I'm going there with my fists. Fight like a man, shake hands afterwards, and then you're done. That's it. You don't go out there and you don't kill people.
We tracked Brink down outside his home where the 48-year-old was about to go skateboarding. When I asked him what a possible motive would be, he couldn't pinpoint a reason, but says Aldrich isn't gay. He also didn't know Aldrich is identifying as non-binary.
What does that mean? I gotta know, because I was horrified he was gay. I was like, oh my God, he's in a gay bar because he's gay. And I'm not saying that I'm homophobic, but I mean, like, oh my God, I want to find something out like that. I just don't want to think he's gay. I'm not against gay people, because I mean, people who are victims, there's no reason that you go kill somebody.
He says for a while he thought his child was dead, but didn't say why. Then one day his child got in contact with him. He says the conversations were disturbing and one was even an argument.
We're alphas. I'm an alpha, and he's not going to tell me, whatever, I'm his dad.
He knows his child's actions are inexcusable and tells the victims' families he's sorry.
Nothing can replace words can't take this away. I'm so sorry. I feel so, life is so precious. I guess you probably don't realize until you lose somebody, but my heart goes out to any victims.
Despite it all, he tells Aldrich that he still loves him.
I hope that everything works out no matter what. I love you unconditionally with my son.
Now, Brink says he wants to organize an MMA fight to raise money.
There's actually, I don't know if I want to Google him. I don't know. Wait. No, I think this was the crazy shit right here. Hold on.
We are learning more about the alleged gunman tonight, including the fact that Anderson Aldrich.
He says his son had committed suicide.
I thought he was dead. I mourned his loss.
He says his ex-wife had called him from Colorado in 2016 to tell him their son, Nicholas Brink, had changed his name to Anderson Aldrich and then killed himself.
Do you have any idea why he changed his name?
Yes. His mother told me he changed his name because I was on intervention and I've been a porno actor.
You heard correctly. At the time, Brink was acting in Los Angeles in porno movies. For 6 years, he thought his son was dead until Aldrich called him out of the blue last year and started arguing with him over the phone.
He's pissed off. He's pissed off at me. He wants to poke at the old man.
Fast forward to 2 days ago.
Now, wait a minute. Y'all love to talk about these black fathers and black men. All right? When are we going to have a discussion about these pale pookies? Guy's clearly a
his
mess.
son's defense attorneys telling him Aldrich was involved in a shooting at an LGBTQ nightclub in Colorado Springs. Brink says he's a Mormon, and his first reaction was, why was my son at a gay bar?
Mormons don't do gay. We don't do gay. There's no gays in the Mormon church. We don't do gay.
I ran into Brink
So
while
the
he
porn
was
star.
unloading a
So the porn star is trying to relate to you that, oh, we're Mormons, we don't do gay. All right, that's the first thing that comes to his mind. That his religious beliefs, his Mormonism, but he'll never tell you how he got into the business he got into. And he clearly, this man was doing some heavy drugs at some point.
appliance at his home in Norman Heights. When he learned more of the deadly shooting, he was shocked.
There's no excuse for going and killing people. If you're killing people, there's something wrong. This is not the answer.
Brink says his son was born here in San Diego at Sharp Mary Birch Hospital in 2000. He and his wife lived in Cardiff by the Sea at the time, but they soon got divorced. Brink currently works as a mixed martial arts coach. He says he taught his son how to fight.
I praised him for violent behavior really early.
He taught his son how to fight, but when you look at his history, the first thing his son does is grab the gat. The gat should be the last thing you should grab, especially you're running into a club with a bunch of people who ain't even thinking about, shooting or nothing. They're just dancing and just doing whatever. But you grab the gat. I thought, again, these mass shooters, man, pussified.
It's instant, and you'll get immediate results.
But in the wake of the violence at Club Q, Brink is changing his tune.
Life is just so fragile and it's valuable. Those people's lives are valuable.
Yeah, that's mad.
They're
yeah,
man. People probably. It's not like you kill somebody over. So I'm sorry. I let my son down.
At one
now, shouldn't dude get sued? He should get sued. He really should. But listen, for everything I did today, fair use, copyright disclaimer, under Section 107 Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips. The balance in favor of fair use. The video is made for entertainment purposes and is transformative in nature. Now, again, I just want to end this by saying this. Understand, Jewish people, when if this was something where, and I'm just using them as an example, and Jerral was standing there with Nazis, losing his assets would be the least of his concerns. They probably send this dude to jail. But just for standing around. Ask yourself what effect holding black people back did to them as far as their progress in this country. Because the only reason why you don't seem to be doing better than white people in this country is not because you're less smart. It's not because you don't work harder. It's not any of that. Opportunity. They have more opportunity than you did. So with Jesse and people Jerry, people who look like him, who literally destroyed lives by doing this. Understand that. You literally destroyed, think of how many lives were destroyed. Think of how much trauma you inflicted from this. You think about that, but meanwhile, Jerry just gets to skate. So listen, again, and I guess if you're using the Holocaust example, yeah, they lost their life, but we lost our lives here. So for destroying lives the way you did, I'm serious. He should be able to give up the team. And all the Dallas Cowboys fans in here, you know that he sucks as an owner. He's your owner and your general manager. He's been destroying the team. You know he doesn't give a fuck about winning anyway. He cares about Jerry's world and the money that makes. He doesn't give a shit about the Cowboys. So yeah, man, I just wanted to touch on this. Everybody who's come through, just go through, it sounds like Jeff, yeah. That dude, methed out to the core, all right? You've seen all his face cracking up and his throat and all that other shit. Come on, bro. Yeah, Tristan, I'm afraid to even, yeah, I know, right? Listen, I'm afraid to Google that dude. I don't know what's gonna come up. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it at work. Or anyway, I'm not even gonna fuck. I don't even want him on my hard drive. I mean, I think this is as far as we're gonna go. The fact that he's a porn actor, you know that other, he's probably gonna be trending. I mean, if George Floyd's one little porn movie that started trending, you know this dude, all his shit's gonna come out. But he's just bad dad. And this is what happens with these dudes. And there are people who make money off of how bad a father we are. So yeah, it's not going to happen with Jerry Jones. I think that the team should be taken away. I think Goodell, he doesn't have any balls anyway. I mean, basically the owners tell him what to do. But if the owners are looking to push Snyder out the league, if they're going to push him out of the league, how are you not pushing Jerry Jones out the league? And if Snyder did in fact do this, and there's more shit to come, I mean, Irsay, who's a drunk and does all types of shit himself, there's a few people out there he can expose. A few. So let's go down here. Didn't he say he didn't raise his son? Yeah, he did. Wasn't in the sunlight, but he taught his son how to fight. And his son, who's not even in the shade, all right? But yeah, just I need to do like a series on those type of white dysfunction. But yeah, dude, your son is gay. Obviously, I don't know why. Maybe he just didn't feel he could express himself, whatever. But his son is gay. When you start saying, identifying yourself as a pronoun, there's a good chance you're gay. So yeah, man. That guy, yeah, led a effed up like, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did, man. Tristan Townsend, what's up? Willie Minor. What's going on? Dr. J. Kelly. Yeah, man. Thanks for coming through. I'm gonna do another video. Speaking of Umar Johnson, I mean, again, this Negro still no school. His last video, if I look at his last video, let me just see if I can find his last video. But this man has been doing nothing with his school, bro. Nothing. And hold on, let me just see this. Talk about it. Calls out that. Yeah. Umar's nothing but a vlogger. He's nothing but a vlogger right now. I mean, he ain't doing shit with that school, man. But yeah, man, I just again, I want to see your comments. Put some stuff in the comment section. Tell me what you think. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit subscribe. All right. If you like, also hit the Cash App as well. But yeah, man, just understand. I'm gonna see how this develops, and if he just gets to skate on this, and for Stephen A. Smith to say what he did, and I want to see what a lot of these other black guys say about it. I didn't want to play Rob Parker and Bashar's video because it'd probably be too long. I'll just let them do what they're doing. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody who's come through. I appreciate it. Dr. Nikki, go check out her channel. Check out Drama, who's done R&T Entertainment. Information Man Show, you already know Dr. J. Kelly. Carrie, you saw her pass through. Identity Withheld. Thanks for coming through, of course. Keeper, you know what I'm saying? Keeper, thanks for coming through. But yeah, man, again, and why is FBA not talking about this? Don't you think that Jerry Jones, the Jerry Jones of the world, are a bigger threat than any foreign blacks? Is like FBA is so pussy. Hold on, just real quick before I leave. This right here, This is the video that you're getting from FBA. All right, this is the video you're getting from FBA. Is he talking about? Did he talk about what? Is he talking about what I talked about or what I said should happen to Jerry Jones? Should he be penalized because of his past? You know this was a soft ass interview, but this soft ass show, bro. Soft. Fucking soft. Listen, man, these guys are lame. They're fucking lame. Yeah, man. So shout out to everybody that's come through. BTK Killer, what's up? Yeah, man. So I'm out of here, bro. And big up on yourself, man. And peace. I'm out.